Let's go, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on tonight? Welcome once again and one more time to the Big Time Show podcast that is being heard and seen live everywhere. I hope that you guys would share real quickly and help your boy out real quick as usual. I don't know what's going on with my page, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and share it out real quick as we talk about some good cowboy talk on this evening. Hello, everybody. Hello. Those that are you on Podbean, those of you that are on the Sports Empire Network page, those of you that are on the Big Time Show Facebook and YouTube page, as well as the Twitch and Twitter page. And to those that'll be listening later by iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, all those platforms, many platforms that I'm on, hello to you as well. Welcome on tonight for another edition of the Big Time Show podcast. Let me speak to everybody that's in the house. Miss Ty, I see you on Podbean and as well as on the Facebook page, YouTube page. Hello to Terry. What's up, my brother Terry? Mike Rogers. What is going on tonight? I hope you guys will share. I'm going to do that as well. I'm excited tonight to talk Cowboy talk tonight because we're really in a good place, y'all. We really are in a good place. We're in a real good place. Mentally, we should be in a real good place. Health-wise, I really do believe that we are really in a good place right now, which is good headed toward down the stretch. There's a lot of football left to be played, a lot of big games coming up, and you want to go into your down the stretch type games with all your bullets in the gun, if you allow me to say that. You really want to be as healthy as possible going down the stretch, and I believe that we are. I believe that we are in a pretty good place. No doubt about it. It's going to be crucial that that we handle our business or do the best we can in handling our business coming up. So we really do have to lock in. This is when all the haters come back and swear before God that the Cowboys are getting ready to blow up and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's amazing how they say, it's November. It's November. Now we winning in November. Now you sick. You see what I'm saying? Now you sick. Now, hey Freddie, I see you. I don't even know why you even talking, sir. Why you even in here? Why? Knowing that we just beat your team, you're a Giant fan, so you ain't got nothing to talk about at all. So, but I'm happy, of course, to Freddie that you decided to join in, considering your everywhere you go. You see the Cowboys always stomp a mud hole, and so you're a glutton for punishment. Here you go. See Freddie there. There you go. Y'all, it changed. Y'all notice how when they know the Cowboys are good, they always move the goalposts. So now they say, just like Freddie, at first they say, well, it's November, so the Cowboys are getting ready to go down. Now look at Freddie. See, November, he gonna leave November alone because he see what's going on. So we already won pretty much the whole month except one game. Now the goalpost move. Now he's saying December, January. That's typical Cowboy hate. That's all it is. I get it. I understand. I know what time it is. You see, they ain't got nothing to say, but it's okay. We're getting ready for the down stretch, and I have a few things that I want to kind of at least give you what my mind is thinking. Being that I am a avid Cowboy fan. What's up, Greg? I see you popping in, man. Thanks for popping in tonight. As an avid Cowboy fan, and as a guy who's watched his team for years and years and years, and pretty much have a grip, at least in my mind, on how this team is built, and how this team functions, I want to share with you guys tonight some of my Freddie say when the Cowboys lose, I want to come to Memphis and eat lunch with you. I ain't gonna do you like that, Freddie. If you come to Memphis, I'll make sure, out of respect for you and your position as the CEO of the Spotlight Sports Network, I owe you that. Now, don't ask for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do nothing else with you. Yeah, Freddie. You're a preacher yourself, so when the preacher take the mic out, you about to go to work. So I got to take it out. Plus, I want to lean back a little bit with it. Greg said he a 50-year Cowboy fan, so you kind of like me. You're a little older than I am. I'll be 50 in February, so I've been on the fight with the Cowboys since I was about 4 years old. Only because I want to be like my daddy. So my daddy was a Cowboy fan, and I've been locked with him ever since. So you got me by a few years, but I've been with him. I said all that to say this about the Cowboys. This season, Cowboys, not past seasons, not even last year. This season, Cowboys. One thing that I'm noticing, and a lot of talk that I'm going to be doing is futuristic, which is an area that I really don't never go into. But I think it's kind of obvious that, in some aspect, we can start slightly looking forward. You know what I'm saying? Here's my personal thought. I believe that we're getting ready to find out this down the stretch, this last month of the season. It is about to tell us a whole lot about the Dallas Cowboys. I'll show you what I'm talking about. There are some areas on our team that we don't have to really question. Number one, we know that this defense, or at least the pass rush of our defense, is legit. We don't even have to question it. We know this. That will carry anywhere, anytime, against anybody. I don't think there's a team, AFC or NFC, that can deal with our pass rush, especially if we have the chance to. I don't think there's a team alive really that can deal with that. That's just my thoughts. I've seen enough. The eye test is real. I believe we're good to go on that end. We're ready, at least as far as pass rush goes. We're ready for that. I don't care what team you throw up, we'll get to your quarterback. There's no question about that. Defensively, as far as the run goes, that's where my question marks start. Offensively, check this out. Well, let me throw this up. Special teams, I don't have a question either, is because I believe Turpin is a very dangerous man, And I really believe that eventually, before this season is out, and it's going to come at the right time, he's going to break one or two before this season is out. He's going to get it. I think he has a chance to be a Pro Bowl kick returner this season. I believe that. Or a punt returner. He has a chance to do that before this year is over with. I'm very confident in that will travel as well. Defensively, in the run game is where my question marks begin. And then offensively, our play style, not the talent, the play style is what I'm worried about. So those are my two things, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. And a lot of this stuff you heard me say before. Yeah, MG, I think that I believe that Turpin can be a Pro Bowl returner this year. Every time he touches the ball, he's gotten so close already. He's got to be up there in average. He's got to be up there. He's got to. So he's just missing just probably one touchdown, to be honest, which I believe he can do that this year. I believe that he's going to get one this year before it's all over with. Let me talk about why I have a problem or I have question marks as we get ready to go further. We got to clear this stuff up. If we're really talking about going somewhere, possibly in the playoffs. Number one, here's the thing. The Cowboys could very well have the second best record in the NFC this year. The second best. I don't think that we're going to, I'm just being honest with y'all. I said this before. I don't think we're going to catch Philadelphia. I don't. If you look at the Philadelphia Eagles schedule for the rest of the way, it doesn't get any easier than that. They had two little spots that you could really see. And I know everybody say, it's a game. It's a game coming up, week by week. That's why they play the games. Anything can happen on any given Sunday, but the Eagles will be favored in their last 5 games. I'm sorry I don't have the schedule, but I ain't no Philadelphia Eagle fan, so I ain't got no business looking at it. I just saw it last night when they put it up, and they're playing. I think they're playing the Giants, the Texans. I believe I'm right about that kind of stuff. So I don't see them actually losing maybe one game. Last night was the game that you started off the schedule. You'll say, well, maybe Green Bay might be able to pull it off. Well, we all saw last night what happened there. And you're not going to win the game if you're giving up 300 yards. Okay, there goes Jeff's. Okay, thank you, Jeff. Jeff said the Eagles got the Titans and the Giants 2 times. So they're going to be favored against the Giants. The Titans, that's going to be one of those games. Then they play us. I thought that the Packer game potentially could give them problems, and they almost did last night. And then, of course, they play us on Christmas Eve in Dallas. To me, I will give the Titans a good shot as well. But I just don't think they're going to lose too many games, and we have to be perfect, which we're capable of. But I just don't think they are. So, I think we're going to have the second best record in the whole NFC, but we're going to end up being the 5th seed in the playoffs. See what I'm saying? I just think we're going to be the 5th seed in the playoffs with the second best record in the conference, which means we are going to be on the road, at least in the first game. And then, of course, unless there's some upsets or whatever, chances are that we probably going to have to go through the road and be on the road the whole way to the playoffs, for all the way to, all the way if we get a chance to possibly make NFC championship game or Super Bowl. I see you, MG. You want to talk about Mike White. I care less about Mike White. He ain't with us no more. And Mike White did a great job for the Jets. I give you that. But Cooper Rush did a great job for us for 4-5 weeks. So, hey, let's put Mike White in the context. He beat up the Chicago Bears, a depleted defense. Justin Fields did not play. I don't even know who the quarterback was for Chicago yesterday. They're highly injured. But Mike White did what he was supposed to do, I guess. The Jets won. But Cooper Rush did the job well for us. So Mike White, God bless you. Yeah. But Cooper Rush did the same thing. So he didn't throw for 315 yards, but he won. That's all that matters. The Cowboys have to get the defense right as far as the run goes. And this is the reason why I said, if you notice my title and then the description of the podcast, it's Showtime, because the Cowboys are either for to show the world these last few weeks that they are really a totally legit defense, or they're about to get exposed. And this is the reason why I'm saying it. It all begins on next Sunday night. I want y'all to listen to this. We got to play the Colts. That's Jonathan Taylor, who was a first-team All-Pro last year. The best running back in the league last year. That's this week. The following week, we play the Texans. Really not worried about that, even though they got a pretty good running back down there as well, but nothing that really scare you. Then we play the Jaguars at Jacksonville, and quiet as it's kept, Travis Etienne is dangerous. I'm just saying, because these are the running backs that we're getting ready to see. Then we play Philly in Dallas, and you just saw what they did. Their running game did over 300 yards last night just in the running game. That can't be avoided. So that's again, that's going to challenge the run. Then we play the Tennessee Titans. I don't even have to tell you who their running back is. That's Derrick Henry. Okay. Then we play the Commanders to end, and again, that's Gibson and Brian Robinson. And so in this last, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm saying out of 5 out of the 6 games, if you have a running game defensive problem, you're gonna have problems, because we all know the coaches who playing right now. Some of you can look at the game and do some self-scouting right now. You already know what the Colts are gonna do next week. Unless Jonathan Taylor is healthy, they're gonna run the football. Okay, we're not that great in run defense. We're finna get challenged next week. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I know many of us ain't really been paying attention, but they got Travis Etienne is running the football great. Jacksonville is playing good, and we're playing them at home. And so that's not going to be as easy as a lot of us think it's going to be. I ain't got to say anything about the Eagles. The Eagles going to try to run the ball. Whether that's with Jalen Hurts or Sanders, the kid from Memphis, these guys are running the football well. Then, of course, we play Tennessee with Derrick Henry. You already know Derrick Henry going to get the ball at least 25 times. And that's on the road as well. Then we play Washington in Washington. And they're going to run the ball. I'm saying that's why I'm saying, y'all, the Achilles heel for the defense is about to be exposed. Now, I will say this. When we played Minnesota, we beat them 40-3, okay? And what's hidden in that beatdown that we gave them was that the offense took away the running game. Our offense took away the running game of the Minnesota Vikings. It wasn't because we were stopping them. It was just that every time we had the ball, we scored. And before you know it, it took away the chance for a running game because he had to catch back up. We turned them into a one-dimensional team. But when you look at the stats, Dalvin Cook for the Vikings had 11 carries for 72 yards. That's 6.5 average. It wasn't like we stopped Dalvin Cook. Let's just be realistic. We beat their brains out now. We destroyed Minnesota. We destroyed them. But it wasn't because we just shut down Dalvin Cook. It was just that the offense took away all of that chance for Dalvin to really get loose. But when he did run, he was incredibly effective. It wasn't like we stopped him. Again, 11 carries for 72 yards. That's 6.5 average. And so I don't know. That's not good. Let's look at, people will say about Saquon, well, we shut down. We shut down. Well, let's go back to even further. When we lost to Green Bay, okay? Let's look at Green Bay again, just in case you're wondering, because I don't want everybody to forget that even though we got a dynamic pass rush, what's being hidden is how bad of a defensive run stopping team we really are. Aaron Jones against us when we played Green Bay had 24 carries for 138 yards. That's 5.8 yards a carry. A.J. Dillon had 13 carries for 65 yards. That's 5 yards a carry. We lost 31-28 in overtime. The Giant game, some people may get excited because you're happy that some folks say, well, we shut down Saquon Barkley. Well, context says is that the Giants, as we all know, came in with really nothing. They were playing third and fourth stringers as for their line. Everybody was injured. Everybody. So don't think that your running back's going to be the same running the ball playing behind a makeshift offensive line. That's because some people look and say, well, we held Saquon Barkley to 11 carries and 39 yards. That's 3.5 average. So I say, well, we shut him down. Well, did we really? Or was he just playing with a crackerjack line? Was he playing with, some folks, you know what I'm saying, that they picked up off the street? I'm just saying. So, let's look at the whole thing in context. Yeah, it's 39 yards, 39 yards. And we did what we were supposed to do, but was that really the Giants offensive line that had Saquon going off at the beginning of the year? The answer to that is obviously no. See what I'm saying? So we can't really just go crazy about that from last week. You're getting ready to see some superstar running backs these next 5-6 weeks. All you got to do is turn on ESPN right now and wait, because the Steelers got the ball now, and then the Colts are going to have the ball in a minute. Watch how they run the football. And you look at our defense, who ain't really stopping nobody. Not really. And this is what has to be shored up. This is what is going to separate us and say, okay, we're ready now for the playoffs. Because you can rest assured, if we get to the playoffs, whoever we're playing, they're going to run the football. Especially if it goes like I think it's going to go. I think the Cowboys are going to be the 5th seed, which means they're going to play the 4th seed, whoever that may be. And the way it's looking like it's going to be either Tampa Bay or the San Francisco 49ers. All right. Let's project like it is going to be that way. If you play in Tampa Bay, I may add, we already know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kind of got the Cowboys number because they punked us out. They're physical. They're physical. They shut us down in week 1. And I realize we've gotten a whole lot better since week 1. I'll give you that. I know that. I understand that. They shut us down. You couldn't, they bullied us week 1. Wouldn't even let us run. You remember the year before that when we played in week 1, Kellen Moore got so scared he ain't run the ball at all. Just steadily just passing the ball. When the strength of the team is to run the football. Okay, that's them. Let's say we play the San Francisco 49ers. Well, we remember last year. We didn't have no good day running the ball. They shut us down. They physically whipped us. And they got the number 1 defense in the league right now. If you watch the 49ers play, you know that they are a problem defensively. Okay? Defensively, defensively, they run the football like crazy. Tampa runs the football. We'll run it. I ain't got to say nothing about 49ers running the ball. I'm just saying that our run defense is extremely questionable. And you're getting ready to get to go into the playoffs, and you're going against some teams that can flat out run the football. And if you don't have that straight, if we don't have that straight, we're going home early. I can tell you that right now. MG, I'm looking at it right now. I'm not even talking about Matt Ryan. I'm talking about Jonathan Taylor. They're not horrible. Hey, Isaiah, they're not horrible running the ball. They're not horrible running the ball. If they see right now, they're trying to make Matt Ryan. I'm looking at it right now. They still in the shotgun and trying to pass and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking at it now. Just look at the Matt Ryan passing now, 2nd and 10, running for his life. Just got picked right there. See, when you're throwing the ball, this is what the problem is. Pittsburgh just got an interception right now. It was 2nd and 10. Run the ball. That's what you got, Jonathan Taylor. Give him the football. See what I'm saying? It is what it is. We got to show up the run defense, and that was where the question mark. So, Dan Quinn done had a whole year so far, almost, all the games we done played in the last half. We got to sure it up now, because if we don't sure it up now, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to go far. I'm telling you that as a Cowboy fan. We may not, it might be one and done again. If we can't stop the run, we're going to be in trouble. Now, let's flip it up. Offensively, let's just say we stick with what I'm thinking. I sincerely hope it's not. So we get to playoffs, you can have just some bad matchups. Some teams you don't mind playing, but then you may have some bad matchups, and it just don't fit your team, okay? If we end up playing the Tampa or the 49ers in the first round of the playoffs, you're talking about 2 physical defenses from the 49ers and Tampa. Physical. I'm talking about bully-like, especially the 49ers. Bullies. You know what I'm saying? Bullies. Here's my problem when I said earlier. The play style. I'm worried about that. And the reason why I'm worried about it is because we got an offensive coordinator who is a finesse offensive coordinator. He is what he is, y'all. Y'all already know it. Yeah, points are scored. Yes, I get all that. But when you're going against bully type teams like the 49er defense and Tampa, once they get themselves together, and certain teams kind of fit them. We fit them because we want to try to run the ball and it's man on man. And Tampa still got guys who can flat out defend the run. The way you beat Tampa is that you got to kind of spread them out and maybe run. Like you just can't pile everybody up and jam them up together and think you just gonna run over them. That's just not how they built. Vita Vale, Devin White, Levante David, Shaq Barrett, these guys, you got to do something different with them. The 49ers are just the best defense in the game. And if you're meeting a bully playing finesse, you're gonna go home. And let me say this, and me hoping that Kellen Moore can turn into a physical, offensive game caller is crazy. There's nothing in me that believes that Kellen Moore is physical, a physical football, offensive coordinator. I just don't believe it. He just can't help himself. He has to do finesse type stuff. And it's not registering with me. And some of these teams, like for instance, I'm looking at the schedule again. See, Tennessee is going to be a real good one because they're a physical football team, both sides of the ball. You got to meet bullies with being a bully yourself. And when you think of the Dallas Cowboy offense, the word bully don't come to mind. We don't run it enough to be considered to be a bully. With finesse. And that is what I'm worried about in the playoffs. If we make it, if it go like I said. Now, of course, all of this will be solved if Dallas some kind of way can win the division and some kind of way come up being the number one seed. And all what I done said kind of went out in one ear and went out the other, because then everybody would have to come to Dallas in the playoff game, which, of course, in my view, I believe it will be better. Yeah. See what I'm saying? And it's not about the guys will be ready to play. Our defense will be ready. We can play with anybody. Defensively, I'm just worried about it. We got to turn this thing up. We got to turn this thing up a notch defensively, and we got to turn it up a notch on how we play the game, because this is what it's going to have to be like in the playoffs. Even if some kind of way we end up playing Seattle, they're physical. For that, there's no hiding place. There's no hiding place in the playoffs. Philly is going to be physical. I guess you're not scared of Minnesota now. But if you think we play Minnesota again and we'll beat them by 37, you crazy. It ain't going to be like that next time if we play them. You got confidence because you know you can go in and beat them. But, it won't be like that. So when you start talking the third seed, third will either be whoever wins the West or the North or whatever the case may be. But all these teams, you're going to have to be physical. I mean, I'm talking about real physical. And I just don't see that with us. And then there's another, MG, Chase Young, who's a game wrecker. I'm sorry. He's a game wrecker. We have Michael Parsons. They will have Chase Young. And Washington is pretty hot. I'm not, this is stuff you got to start looking at. as we come down the stretch. That's what I want to see coming down the stretch. I want to see domination now. Now, there's a little wild card that's getting ready to pop up if everything go like everybody's saying it's gonna go. With Odell Beckham Jr., a person that I do not want on the team, because I don't want any sign of finesse to come on this team. Kellen Moore will see Odell Beckham and he will start salivating at the mouth with the thought of having CeeDee Lamb, Odell, and Michael Gallup out there at the same time. Kind of remind you what he thought about last year with Amari Cooper, CeeDee, and Gallup, and even throwing in Cedric Wilson. You'll be in the shotgun all day long. There won't be a concentrated effort on running the ball, which is what has brought us to this record that we have right now. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want no sign of us getting even more finesse than what we already are. You bring Odell here, yeah, the ball gonna move, but you just know he gonna catch an amnesia pill on running the football. Kellen Moore will. Dak Prescott, before you know it, you'll look up at the scoreboard, you'll be shocked that Dak Prescott has thrown the ball 30, 37, 38, 40 times a game. And it's be like, come on, man. Greg said, this is just my theory. I believe that the Cowboys obviously can score on the last 6 games. I got to push back on that with Greg. The only reason why I'm going to push back on it is because we haven't played a real physical type defense. It's been a while. I'm looking at the schedule now. I'll go back. I'm going all the way back to after the Eagle game, somewhere where our season kind of got a little loose. Okay, the Lions 24-6. We ain't that. That's not we won. The Bears, their defense is not intimidating. We lost to the Packers, and the Packers defense is not intimidating. We lost to them. The Vikings defense is not intimidating. The Giants defense was not intimidating. I'm just going down the list. Philly is a physical defense. We lost to them. The Commanders have a physical defense, but they weren't complete at the time. The Rams somewhat were physical when we beat them. At that particular time, they were pretty healthy, so I'll give a little kudos there because the Rams had a pretty good defense. Buccaneers game 1, that was a physical defense, real physical. We only scored 3 points. We played the Bengals next. The Bengals are not known as a physical defense. So when you start looking at this thing, really, who are, we haven't seen it. So I'm looking at the Colts are not known particularly for their defense. The Texans are not known for their defense. Jacksonville is not known for their defense. The Eagles are known for their defense. The Tennessee Titans are known for their defense. And the Commanders are going to be known for their defense as well. So we're about to find out. You're going to have to meet physicalness. You can't meet bullies with finesse. This is what a lot of you start talking about when you start wondering about the play calling of Kellen Moore, because it ain't, the prettiness of the offense don't match when you're going against bullies. It just don't. And before we get this thing started, it's just me. Offensively, I want to see us physically, and we got the tools to do it. We got the tools. The offensive line is far as y'all look. You look at Pro Football Focus, for those that like that, the Cowboys offensive line is rated in the top 10. I mean, you wouldn't probably expect that, but this offensive line is rated in the top 10 now. As being one of the better offensive lines in the game. So we got the tools. When you start thinking about Steele and Martin and Smith, and then Tyron may be back. I don't bank on him because he can go to the mailbox and be out for the rest of the year. He'll twist on concrete or something. That's just how he is. But when he's in, he handles his business. He ought to be well rested. His body should have completely healed, other than the injury. I mean, his body ought to be extremely rested, other than the injury. He ain't played. And that's if he come back. I'm just saying we got to show some nastiness. That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking for some nastiness now on offense. And the word nastiness and Kellen Moore is like saying oil and water. It just don't mix. Now, I could be very wrong. He very well may show me. I just don't see it. And I don't watch Kellen Moore long enough to know it's really not in him. It's not. Now, that don't mean that we can't score points. It doesn't mean that we can't hang 30 on people. It doesn't mean that we can't, light the scoreboard up. We can. But against the real dominant type defenses, the chance of you scoring 30, that ain't gonna happen. And you got to do something about it. You can't let them dictate to you. You have to dictate to them, and that just don't match up with Kellen Moore's offensive play calling style. That's all I'm saying. Dan Quinn, he's physical. Dan Quinn is a physical, aggressive coach. That's the kind you need on defense. However, the truth of the matter is, and y'all ain't gonna like it, but when you really think about it, we ain't never stopped the run. We ain't stopped the run since Dan Quinn took over. We got ran on last year. We got ran on this year so far. So Dan Quinn really has never stopped the run. It's just that the turnovers last year kind of, put a Band-Aid over that problem. But we didn't stop the run last year. We ain't stopped no run last year. Well, I mean, truth be told, we ain't stopped no run last 4 or 5 years, to be honest with you. And that's before Dan Quinn. So we ain't stopped no run. We ain't stopped nothing on the run. And the funny part is that we have, at least we got, well, to put it this way, we have bigger guys finally with Hankins and Bohanna. We got big guys. That don't mean just because you're big don't mean you can plug up something, but they have to be better. Gallimore, these guys have to really step up now. OC, they got to step up. These guys have to step up for real. We got this. I'm talking about. I ain't talking about no. It's 1st and 10. Well, when a team decides to run the ball against us, it needs to be 2nd and 8, or 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 9. I ain't talking about folks on 1st down and 10, and folks is getting 8 yards on the first, on 1st down to make it 2nd and 2. We're in trouble. This is what we're seeing. This is what we've been saying. I'm talking about we got to turn the page. If it's some nastiness in them, it's got to start coming out now. These are the last few question marks that most of us have for this team. And if they can show it, then I say let's go to work. Let's go see everybody. Make no difference. But the way that we're playing now on the run, oh no, We're not ready. We're not ready for the 49ers. No, sir. No, ma'am. Now, because I know what Frisco's gonna do. They're gonna run the ball like crazy. We're not ready right now. We're not. I know y'all weren't expecting this, but I'm an honest Cowboy fan. I'm telling it like it is. As of right now, considering the run, we're gonna be dependent on our offense to light the scoreboard up to take away the run. I want to get to the point that we're taking the run away because we're knocking their head off and they can't move the ball. We ain't there yet. We're not there. That is the level that you're going to have to go to if you're talking about going, I'm saying just to win one playoff game. Everybody talking Super Bowl and NFC Championship. I'm talking about just to win one game in the playoffs. Because everybody that's there is, as of right now, when you go down and look at teams that are positioned right now, you're looking at all teams who run the football well. I ain't talking about average. Well, let's go down the list. Philly leads in the East. They run the football well. Move your personal feelings aside. They run the football extremely well. Let's go second. The NFC North leader is the Minnesota Vikings. I know we beat them, but we didn't stop them running. At the scoreboard, the way we were scoring stopped them. They run the ball well with Dalvin Cook and Madison. Very well. Okay. Third, the NFC West. The 49ers are leading the West. We already know the 49ers run the ball well, extremely well. Then they had the piece of McCaffrey now. They was already running well. Okay. Then we go to, I said the West, I said the North, the NFC South. Right now, Tampa is leading. Atlanta's right on their doorstep. Okay. Tampa has the capability of running well. They just don't do it because they put the ball in Brady's hand a whole lot. But they can run it. Atlanta, I ain't worried about Atlanta. I don't think they're just great. Cordell Patterson is the truth, but we can put a hat on him. See what I'm saying? So this run defense, if you're talking about going, like everybody, ESPN talking it, ESPN talking about this is a Super Bowl contender. Not if you're not stopping the run now. You see, all that's going to get exposed. I know some of y'all want to talk about the penalties and all that kind of stuff. I ain't even talking about the penalties and, all that kind of stuff. What I'm talking about is we had better figure out a way in these next 5 to 6 weeks to flip the page and start hitting folks and making them pay the price for running the football, or trying to at least. We're about to find out. We finna find out. Again, let me say it again. Well, MG, the reason why Indy has 0 total yards is because they're not running Jonathan Taylor. I got the game on, looking at it right now. Every time I look at it, Matt Ryan is in the shotgun passing. The time they did give it to Jonathan Taylor, he was getting 5-6 yards. You know what I'm saying? But when you're getting sacked, like Matt Ryan is getting sacked, of course you ain't got no total yard. You're not going with your strength, which is Jonathan Taylor in the running game. They're still trying to be cute, kind of Kellen Moore-ish. Go with the strength of your team and you can move. This is what I'm talking about with Kellen Moore. You got to meet bullies with bullies. The 49er defense are bullies. You can't be finessed on any side of the football. You got to meet a bully with some more bullyish type attitude. And I'm sorry. We get there, but we're not there yet. We got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 more games to get this right. And fortunately for us, let me see. Colts game gonna be indoors, it's in Dallas. The Texan game is gonna be indoors, it's in Dallas. Jacksonville is gonna be outside, but it's Florida, so it ain't gonna be cold there. The Cowboy Eagle game is in Dallas. That'll be not cold. It'll be inside. The Nashville game with the Titans is gonna be cold. And see, the reason why I'm saying, then they say, well, Cowboys at the Commanders, the last game of the season, that's gonna be cold in DC. Okay, well, usually when it get cold outside, this is when the running game come out. This is when you finding out what's going on. You really fit to find out. You fit to check the heart of the team now. This is when you find out about it. And I ain't worried, but I'm just saying, to get where we need to go, or the way, like, he's still, look, Matt Ryan still throwing the ball. It's just unbelievable to me. Still a lineup and shotguns. I don't get it. But anyway, I ain't a Cole fan. I hope he do this against us Sunday. I mean, at the same time, if y'all got a TV beside you, y'all just turn it on the Indianapolis Colts. Let's scout a little bit while you're there. That's why I'm the reason why I'm watching this game. I just want to see how the Colts are playing. And right now, they think Matt Ryan is still the MVP. Line up a shotgun again, 2nd down and 10. Are they finally going to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor? Yes, they did. There it is. Jonathan Taylor runs 5 yards. Took a hit and still drove another 3 yards. Jonathan Taylor, there's 6 yards. You got 6 yards out there. That's the strength of the team. Huh? We're about to find out. I hope we're ready. That's really what this show was all about. I hope we're ready. I do. I hope we are ready. I hope we are. I really do. We got 6 weeks to get it right. Because teams are going to try us running the football coming up. I hope that we can stay injury free. I hope that. I mean, it's a long way to go. And chances are probably that won't happen. Somebody's going to get some nicks and bruises, but hopefully it don't last and you won't have to be out, especially be out if you are for an extended period of time, because we need all of them. And the way that you can get physical, everybody, is you got to have some physical players. We got it. Donovan Wilson, physical. Curse, physical. Hooker, physical. D-Law, physical. Parsons, physical. Damone Clark, I feel, physical. See what I'm saying? The only finesse guys that I feel like is our cornerback. Even though Trayvon Diggs will come up and pop you. LVE has some tendencies where he has it. Oh, ain't no doubt about it, said. That's why you done miss me. I gave your little team full respect that we're not ready for bullies as of right now. I give full respect to the 49ers defense and the offense, because they physical running the ball and they're bullies. And you can't, if you ain't no bully yourself, you're going to have a hard time. Can't play the 49ers being pretty and finesse. You can't do it. You can't. This is what we got to change quickly. We got 6 weeks left in the season. And the way it's looking, it look like we probably will make the playoffs. It's looking like it. And it's looking like to me we're gonna have the 5th seed, which means we're gonna probably be playing the Tampa or the 49ers in the first round at their house. And if you walk into those 2 buildings trying to be pretty and cute, you going home. Well, I know y'all don't like it. I'm just telling you the truth. You got to get physical. This is the last hurdle for me. May not be for y'all. This is the last hurdle for me to say, okay, I've seen enough. We ready to play. See, I give the Cowboys a lot of credit. They are resilient. Okay. They are resilient. They are they can turn it on. They can, and they can score. And I know one thing: if your quarterback is in anything past 3rd and 5, your quarterback is in trouble playing against my defense. Because we are going to hit your quarterback. We're going to sack him. It's going to happen. You can't avoid it. It's the best pass rush in the whole league. The Dallas Cowboys out there. Not the best defense. I think they're probably the top 2 or 3 defense this year total. But as far as pass rushing goes and sacks, we the best. We the best. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know that about them. I know that when we decide to run the ball, we can. Formation wise, they put 2 or 3 tight ends out there. They're tight ends. They make sure that we put hats on folks when we decide to. But I also know I got an offensive coordinator who's real pretty and finesse. I know that about him. And I'm saying that ain't gonna cut it these last 6 weeks. I need to see nastiness and somewhat of domination. That's what I need to see. And then I'll say, okay, we're ready now. Jeff, you're right. I think we're number 1 in points against. I thought that's what it was. I think it was total defense as well. I'll say that, but we ain't far off. We're not far off, and that's with us really not stopping the run. Just imagine if we were able to stop the run a little bit better. You know, I think right. It was points against. So, and that just changed. I think the 49ers shut out the Saints yesterday, so they put them right above us as far as points against and defense. I mean, that sounds like a bully to me. That's all I need to see, y'all. I need to see some nastiness, and then I need to see some bully type attitude. And then I'll say, we're ready. Right now, I'm going to say we're almost ready. We almost are ready. Almost. There's another level to this thing. We're trying to get there. That's the stuff you've been listening to Dan Quinn in his press conferences. That's the kind of stuff that he's talking about. Everybody trying to anoint us as this great defense, and Quinn keeps saying there's another level that we almost getting there. And, it's almost there. That's what he's saying. I'm saying the same thing. Shane said, Bishop, I understand that you're feeling pessimism. I get it, but I'm feeling more optimistic this year than last year, Brandon. I am too. I feel better, Shane, than I did last year, because I think that defensively we're actually better than what we were last year. We don't have the turnovers like we did, but we're more of a physical. We're more of a physical team than we were last year, and we definitely are better. Better pass rushing team than we were last year. No doubt about that. We ain't had this type of pass rush in a long time, to be honest with you. I'm talking about since the 90s, early 90 Cowboys. We ain't had this type of pass rush since back then, where it's just non-stop like this. So I agree with you. I think we're better defensively. We are. Offensively, we're not as good as we were last year offensively. We're not. And that might be debated too. That could be debated as well. And the only reason why I was saying, because I was strictly thinking stats, but as far as play calling goes, one would argue that even this year we're better than what we were last year because we're more balanced. And you know what? I wouldn't have no argument with that because we are running the ball right now. We are. We the one running. We had that amnesia pill last year after we started off about 6-1. We caught amnesia, forgot that we should run the ball. Matter of fact, we didn't even put Pollard in. We begged with Pollard to get the ball last year. They wouldn't give it to him. This year, we figured out we need to give it to him. So that's better recognition. That's better recognition than player recognition than it was last year. MG said we won't know how good we are until the Eagles game. I'm not gonna beg to deal with that. I think that if we start having the consistency, the same consistency these next few weeks, MG, I will take that. You ain't gonna be dominant every game. Everybody think we're supposed to play like we did against Minnesota. That ain't gonna happen. I just want to see us start the process of becoming dominant. That's what I want. And I think it starts now with the Colts. I need to see dominance. I don't need to see us just getting by and playing down to the competition and letting teams hang around and having these cardiac cowboy games and win the game at the end. That ain't what I want. I want to win, but I don't want that type of win. I want us gone, touchdown games. I ain't talking about no 3 points. We're good enough just like now. The Colts are 4-6. They're a team that hey, I know any given Sunday, but they're a team that really don't scare you. We need to beat them like they 4-6. You see what I'm saying? We don't need to have them come in and then they play like they 7-2. No, they're 4-6 for a reason. That means they're not good. And we are good. So we need to treat them like they record is. Treat them like that. That's what I'm looking for. If you're supposed to be the better team, dominate them and show them why. So this is the element that was to as Cowboy fans. It's like the seat that Kansas City sits in. They're playing a loyal team. They just don't lose them games. They usually beat teams by 10 plus points. If you say Kansas City playing Jacksonville, you automatically saying Kansas City gonna win the game. See what I'm saying? But if you say Kansas City is playing the 49ers by chance, you're gonna say, okay, well, there's a better expectation there. See, what our problem is, we sometimes play down the competition, like the Green Bay game. We're a better football team. You see how everybody else is treating Green Bay right now, don't you? Huh? You see how everybody else treating them, right? Okay. I don't want to play down. I want to start dominating. That's what I'm looking for. If we want to be considered like really dangerous and all that kind of stuff, this is what's got to happen. Huh? Hey, Coach Price said TOP, which is time of possession, is the key to our success. Well, that's got to do with what I'm talking about, being physical. Be physical by running the football. Knocking time off the clock, slowing time. That's being physical. You can't do it by finesse. This is what I'm talking about. This is the next level that I need to see. Not that the Cowboys, worried about me. They don't even know who I am. At least I don't think they do. This is the next level that I got to see to say, okay, we are ready now. I need to see this run defense. I need to see this shored up because we about to get tested in these last 5 to 6 weeks. I need to see this run defense shored up for me to say, okay, we really are ready defensively. I know we can do sacking the quarterback. I got that part. I know we're ready there. I got that. I'm talking about stopping them running the ball. That's what I'm talking about. We got to go to the next level. If we talking about going far. And we about to get tested these last 4, 5, 6 games because we're going to get some of the better running backs in the league coming up. I like it. These are the tests that we need heading into the playoffs. We need to see a Derrick Henry. We need to see Philadelphia again. We need to see Travis Etienne with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We need to see the Commanders with Gibson and Brian Robinson. This is what we need to see. I'm excited about it because we either about to shoot this thing up or we're about to get further exposed. That's what's about to happen in these last few weeks. I'm excited for the opportunity to see that because this is what we need going into the playoffs. We need these type of tests. We need to know. We need to know. We need to know if our front folk can stop them alone. We need to know, do we need to be blitzing linebackers? We need to know, do we need to put a safety in the box? We need to know, do we need to start blitzing safeties? We need to know. We need to know. We also need to know if you blitzing safeties, if you blitzing linebackers. We need to know how good Anthony Brown can play now. Is he going to be one-on-one? See, this is the stuff that we need to know. Can we go man-to-man in the playoffs? Truly? When we know we're going to have to see a real running game, we need to find all this out in these last 5, 6 weeks. The whole league ain't stopped Derrick Henry. The whole league haven't. Everybody know Derrick Henry getting the ball right here. Everybody know it. And yet, Derrick Henry lead the league in rushing every year. Last few years. Can't be stopped. Hadn't been really been stopped. This is the type of player that we need to see. So we'll know what to do when we see Christian McCaffrey and when we see White and all these guys from Tampa Bay possibly and Seattle's running back or whoever else that may be, or Dalvin Cook again. We need to know that when we play Philadelphia again. We need to know what we really can do stopping the run. See, for us, our offense so good lately that they actually take the running game out because they're scoring so much. And you look at the scoreboard and you down 12 points. 12, 10 to 14 points. And it's the end of the third quarter. Well, you done took the running game just about out. This is what we need to see. I'm excited about it. Let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips fall where they may. I'm excited about who we getting ready to see. I call it a good litmus test. That's the way I look at it. And it starts on Sunday, even though I'm looking at this right now. See, the Colts right now are playing completely wrong. They done passed. They think Matt Ryan right now is still the MVP of the league, and they're not giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor. They're playing completely wrong. They're steadily them being the shotgun. They got Matt Ryan passed. Now they done fell down 13-0 against the Steelers, 7:46 left. Now, finally, if you're looking at the game right now, they got a little bunch formation. Hopefully, they'll run Jonathan Taylor here. You know what I'm saying? See, it's a style. This is what I'm worried about Kellen Moore. What you're supposed to do, you don't do. And then what do, you don't supposed to do it. That Jonathan Taylor, finally. Look at this. Look at this. 11-yard gain. Are y'all looking at this? Just look at this. This is what I want to see. Because this is one of the better backs in the league against a pretty good offensive line. Quentin Nelson, all pro, look, driving 2 or 3 people back at the same time. Are y'all looking at this? Look at y'all looking at what I'm looking at, and I'm streaming right now, so y'all probably a little ahead of me. But just look at this. All right, single back formation. Look like a 4 wide receiver set. No, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end. There you go. They play action pass. Matt Ryan locked down. So he's trying to be cute. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at this stuff. But I guarantee you against the Cowboys, what I'm asking for, they're going to give it to us. Oh, they're going to try to run the ball down our throats. All this play action pass and stuff and all this shotgun stuff, that won't be next week. We're going to get tested next week. This is what I want to see. I want to see us stop the run legitimately without the scoreboard, without the offense putting up 25 points. I want to see us stop the run for real. Look at Jonathan Taylor. Y'all watching this? Okay. All right. I'm done. Then, you know, some of y'all may not like what I had to say tonight, but this is what I wanted to see. We're about to get really tested in these last 5 to 6 weeks before a possible playoff berth. We're about, and I think we're going to make the playoffs, obviously. But this is what we really need to get. MJ, I already know we can set Matt Ryan. He's a pocket quarterback. He's the right type of quarterback for us to knock around. We have problems with mobile quarterbacks. So yeah, Matt Ryan, if we can get to him, not if we can get to him, when we get to him, we know where he's gonna be at. My problem is Jonathan Taylor. That's my problem. They steadily trying to play action pass. Matt Ryan so slow. I mean, just look at this. If we don't hit Matt Ryan 5, 6 times on the same play, forget 5, 6 times, period. If we don't hit Matt Ryan 5 or 6 times on the same play, like a pinball machine, just coming from all sides, just popping them. If they play like this, we'll beat them 50-0. See what I'm saying? I like the tests that are coming up because it's perfect leading toward the playoffs. These running backs that we getting ready to see again, last time then I opened up the phone line. Sunday, Jonathan Taylor. Texans have a pretty good running back. I forgot his name. Forgive me for not doing it, but you know, Texans ain't won a game. I think they won 1 game, but they got a decent running back. Jacksonville the next week, Travis Etienne. Good running back. Philadelphia, you just saw what they did last night. Over 300 yards rushing. So we know they can run the ball. Right after that, Derrick Henry and the Titans. Right after that, last game of the year, Antonio Gibson and Robinson. I like this. We finna find out just how good our run defense really is. I ain't worried about the back end. I'm worried about the run defense. We about to find out. We're about to find out. Phone lines open. Phone lines open. You see it there on the ticker there on Podbean as well. I think I see my coach in. I think I see him. I think he in. Hold on, coach, if you there. Hold on just a second if you there. Let me turn this little background music down as we get to hear. I think you are there. I think I hear you. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, my main guy, Coach Marv in the building. Come on, talk to me. Oh, Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Really, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's we share the same thing, without a doubt on that. Coach, you talking the same language I have. I don't need to add or take away from that at all. I appreciate you popping in. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Exactly. Mhm. Well, I'm going even more simple than that, Coach. I just know how Kellen Moore is. If he sees an Odell Beckham out there on his team, he's gonna get pass happy. That's just the bottom line. It's gonna be kind of like it was. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going with even simpler than that, coach. I don't want any signs or adding any more finesse to this team. It'll take away our physicalness and our true identity of what this team need to be. You put Odell Beckham out there, I guarantee you're gonna see a whole lot of three wide receiver sets, just like it was last year with Amari Cooper, CD Lamb, and Michael Gallup. I like the three tight end set myself because it's physical. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see no three wide receiver sets. And sometime last year they had four with Cedric Wilson out there. That's finesse. You're not gonna beat 49ers like that. You're just not. Not gonna beat. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's what I got. Coach, I sure appreciate you, man. Thank you always for dropping bombs in here. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, Coach. That was the one and only Coach Marv who consistently calls in for our show and appreciate all his knowledge, of course. A person that knows what he's talking about. Love to have him in here. And on that note, I don't think there's nothing else more to talk about. I'm serious. Uh, Coach Mar pretty much said the same thing that I was saying. That we just, we don't need an identity crisis on our team. We've already won enough games to know what this team is supposed to be, and we don't need anything distracting, us from it. In fact, what we need is become more of it. And what we have shown is some signs of being a physical football team on flashes on both sides. We need to grow and take them flashes out and make it consistent because this is what it's going to have to take for us to go ahead and go to the next level. It is another level that we just ain't reached yet. And I just feel like we can get there, but we got to start practicing the consistency of it, physicalness, getting to another level of some nastiness. That's what it's gonna take because those are the teams that we're gonna be playing in the playoffs. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Appreciate y'all. Y'all see all the ways that you can support the podcast. I appreciate everybody that's on Podbean. Those of you are listening through all the various ways that you can listen to on the platforms and Spotify and Pandora and iHeartRadio and all of that. I appreciate all you guys for just lending me your ear for however long you allowed me to be in your quote unquote presence. I appreciate that. We'll see you on Saturday at 3 p.m. as we go ahead and get ready for the Colts. They'll be coming off a short week. They're playing now. We'll be coming off 10 days. That's a big deal. So we're getting ready to carry this thing to the next level. All right. I appreciate you guys hanging with. Go ahead and get a clap emoji going real quick. Give me a clap emoji. Somebody just give me one. Give me one clap emoji. That's all I need to see. We getting out of here. Y'all don't give it to me. I'm gonna have a slight problem with it. We ain't got that many left in here. Somebody give it to me. Let me know if you enjoyed the content. Share the content if you can with me. I appreciate you guys. I got to get on another call right now, and I'm getting ready to do that. So I appreciate you so much for hanging with me. We'll see you on Saturday for the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been, one more time, the Big Time Show.